Each dawn, countless seniors rise unaware that a silent threat looms, a tingling arm, a stumbled phrase. In an instant, everything shifts. That's a stroke. Quiet, ruthless. But what if I told you it's not just fate? I'll unravel why older adults face this danger most and share 5 key ways to prevent it before it hits. Let's safeguard those we cherish, starting today. Strokes are terrifyingly common among the elderly, and the reasons go deeper than just age. As we grow older, our blood vessels, those delicate highways carrying life to our brain, start to harden. They lose their flexibility like old pipes in a house, making it harder for blood to flow smoothly. Add to that metabolic issues. Think high cholesterol, diabetes, or blood pressure that's been creeping up for years, and you've got a recipe for trouble. I've seen it in countless medical charts. A patient's blood vessels, once vibrant, now struggling under the weight of time and lifestyle. Cold weather makes it worse. Imagine your body trying to regulate itself when the temperature drops overnight. For the elderly, that sudden chill can be a tipping point, constricting blood vessels and spiking the risk of a clot or rupture. It's like a storm hitting a weakened dam. Sometimes it just gives way. But it's not just biology at play. The elderly often juggle multiple health conditions: heart disease, weakened immunity, or even just the wear and tear of decades. Their bodies don't bounce back like they used to. The brain's ability to regulate blood flow slows down, especially in those early morning hours when many strokes strike. Have you ever noticed how the quiet of dawn feels peaceful but fragile? For someone older, that fragility can be literal. Getting up too quickly, stepping into a cold room. These small acts can trigger a cascade of events leading to a stroke. And here's the kicker: the signs aren't always obvious. Unlike in younger folks, where symptoms like a drooping face or slurred speech scream for attention. In the elderly, these red flags can be subtle, easily mistaken for fatigue or a bad day. That delay in recognizing the problem, it can mean the difference between recovery and a life forever change. Let's pause for a second. Have you ever thought about how quickly life can shift? One moment, your loved one is laughing over coffee. The next, they're in an ambulance. Strokes don't discriminate. They can hit anyone, anytime. But the elderly are in the crosshairs because their bodies are less equipped to fight back. Science backs this up. Studies show that after age 55, stroke risk doubles every decade. And when it happens, the damage depends on where and how severely the brain is hit. A small blockage might cause temporary weakness. A larger one could lead to paralysis or worse. The stakes are high, and the clock is ticking from the moment symptoms appear. Now let's talk about what makes strokes so sneaky. They don't always announce themselves with fanfare. A drooping face, numbness in an arm, trouble speaking, these are the classics. But sometimes it's just dizziness, a stumble, or difficulty swallowing. In older adults, these can be brushed off as just aging. I've read case notes where patients ignored these signs for hours, thinking they'd sleep it off. By the time they reached the hospital, the damage was done. The brain is unforgiving. Every minute without blood flow kills millions of neurons. That's why doctors talk about the golden window. About 4.5 hours for clot-busting drugs, maybe 6 for major blockages. Miss that, and the odds of severe complications skyrocket. It's a race against time, and too often the elderly start that race a few steps behind. But here's the thing. Strokes aren't just an elderly problem anymore. They're creeping into younger lives. People in their 20s and 30s, driven by stress, poor diets, or genetic quirks like blood clotting disorders. Yet for older adults, the risks pile up like kindling. High blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, smoking, or even just a life spent rushing without enough rest. These aren't just numbers on a chart. They're the weight of choices and circumstances over years. I want you to imagine this. A patient, maybe someone like your grandparent, who's been managing diabetes for years but skips a checkup because they feel fine. That's a spark waiting for a flame. The good news? We can douse that spark before it ignites. So, how do we protect those we care about? Prevention isn't just possible, it's powerful. Let's start with something simple. Warmth. Cold weather is a stroke trigger, especially for older folks. Keeping the body warm, especially at night or during early morning walks, can make a huge difference. Think of it as wrapping your loved one in a shield against sudden temperature drops that stress fragile blood vessels. A warm scarf, a cozy blanket before bed. These small acts are like armor. And it's not just about physical warmth. A consistent sleep schedule helps too. Waking up at the same time each day keeps the body's rhythm steady, reducing stress on the system. Add in daily movement, nothing intense, just a walk or gentle stretches, and you're already building a stronger defense. Then there's food, the fuel we give our bodies. I've seen patients transform their health by swapping out heavy fatty meals for vibrant plates of greens, fish, and fruits. Soybeans packed with nutrients are a great choice. Keep salt low, fats minimal, and suddenly you're not just feeding the body, you're fortifying it. Drinking water first thing in the morning sounds basic, but it's like giving your blood vessels a head start to flow smoothly. And let's be real, quitting smoking and cutting back on alcohol aren't easy, but they're game changers. Every cigarette avoided, every drink skipped, is a step away from the edge. These aren't just tips, they're lifelines. What happens if a stroke does strike? Time is everything. If you see someone struggling, maybe their face looks uneven, or they can't lift an arm, don't wait. Lay them on their side, head slightly elevated, and call emergency services immediately. Don't give them food, water, or meds, even if they seem thirsty. Vomiting or confusion can complicate things fast. The goal is to get them to a hospital within that golden window. 4.5 hours for most treatments, 6 for bigger blockages. Every second counts. I've read reports where a quick call saves someone's ability to walk or talk. Hesitation, on the other hand, can cost everything. Let's zoom out for a moment. Why does this matter so much? Because stroke isn't just a medical event. It's a thief of moments. It can steal the chance to hear your grandmother's stories or see your father smile. But we're not powerless. By understanding why strokes hit the elderly harder, aging vessels, health conditions, cold weather triggers, we can fight back. Regular checkups are non-negotiable. Monitoring blood pressure, managing diabetes, keeping cholesterol in check. These are like sentries guarding the gate. And it's not about fear, it's about empowerment. Imagine the peace of mind knowing you've done everything to protect someone you love. Isn't that worth it? Here's my call to you. Begin today with small steps that matter. Urge your loved ones to wrap up warmly on crisp mornings, to enjoy vibrant, nutrient-rich meals, to embrace a gentle daily stroll. Nudge them to visit their doctor, even if they swear they're okay. These aren't mere chores, they're gestures of care. And if you notice those red flags, face sagging, words faltering, weakness, don't hesitate. Dial for help immediately. Your quick action could turn a potential disaster into a near miss. Prevention beats treatment every time, and it's never too late to act. Let's cherish those who light up our lives, one mindful choice at a time. Because ultimately, it's not just about extending years, it's about enriching lives. Thank you for watching until the end. I truly appreciate every view, like, and comment from you. If you found this content helpful, don't hesitate to share it with your friends or loved ones. Your interaction is a big motivation for me to keep creating more valuable content. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave a comment. I'm always happy to hear from you.